Hello friends, hello flight simmers, welcome back to the next full flight video. Today we are back in the Aerosoft A330 in the Virgin Atlantic colors, and we are doing a cargo only flight. And some time back I used to call those special operations, but these days it has become quite common, to be honest, passenger aircraft being used for cargo only flights, and Virgin Atlantic in particular is doing quite well in these regards. They are operating quite some of their fleet on cargo only routes across the globe, but this one today is going to be a very short one, from Milan Malpensa up to London Heathrow, and I believe they even operate it on a daily basis right now, which is quite often, but not too sure on that. And yeah, we are doing so in the A330. We are carrying 30 tons of cargo back to London Heathrow, and yeah, pretty cool chance to get to fly the A330 on a rather short haul route. So I'm very much looking forward to this flight together with you guys. Right, GSX is positioning itself for the cargo loading, and refueling is completed. Weather around, as you can see, it's a bit cloudy, but nothing crazy. Cargo looks Italia over here to the other side, and well, I believe we can already jump into the flight deck and start to prepare. So here we are, a few things I've already prepared, mostly the flight plan, and yeah, I've also entered some of the fuel predictions, which 7.1 up on arrival seems to be quite high for me, but it might be right. And right, then we need to do the performance, but also we need to talk about the departure. So today we are departing runway 35 right, and yeah, the departure route itself is quite straightforward, but also should be pretty nice. After departure, we climb to 1,300, which should come up rather fast since we're already at 800 feet here on ground level. And then do a slight right-hand turn, and then climb out to 2,200 feet, where we will do a left-hand turn, and then eventually get to Dogup. And yeah, from there on, we're gonna keep climbing. We can see we are expected here at already above flight level 10, so plenty of altitude here. Should all go rather well, I believe. Okay, so regarding the performance, yeah, it's over here. Trim should be up 4.3. That's according to the load sheet. By the way, since we're here, we can see takeoff weight 172 out of a max of 233, so plenty of space there. We are, of course, rather light on the short flight, and therefore it's definitely going to be a flap 1 takeoff. That should be more than enough to get off the ground, and a flex temperature of 54 and speeds 133, 33 and 40. Okay, and with that, the cockpit preparation was very quick and almost completed. We can put the initial altitude to 6,000, and now we are basically just waiting for all the cargo to load, and in the meantime we can go ahead and fire up the APU already. Like that. And well, other than that, I believe I'm gonna meet you back when the loading is completed. Alright, cargo loading already completed, and that was fast. So let's make sure all the doors are closed. In the meantime, we can also put the parking brake to on. Boarding completed, and there's the message. Okay, I think they are even, they would have closed automatically even. Okay, also let's put the APU bleed on, and at the same time disconnect the external power, and then down here we can get rid of everything that's left on, and this needs to be norm. Not sure why it's not. And yeah, right, so fuel pumps, beacons, and then we can run the before start checklist below the line. Windows and doors are closed. Beacons are on, mobile phones are off, thrust levers are idle, and parking brake is set. Before start checklist completed. Okay, and then we can ask for the pushback. And today we will get a pushback with tail to the right hand side, and then it's a pretty interesting taxi. We are taking taxiway hotel, which is the one leading behind runway 35 left. We're gonna see it in a second. I think it's a pretty interesting taxi route. So, as discussed, pushback with the tail to the right. Parking brakes release and starting the pull lock time. And we are already cleared to fire up. Now I'm trying to think back into the Airbus logic. We don't have to do anything on the overhead panel. Just down here. Let's see, I'm going to try if my throttle quadrant works properly. Looks good. So starting number 2. Cool. Okay, number 2 is running, starting number 1. And then those can, it's on VOR already, that's good. And constraints are also set, perfect. Yeah, the EFB we don't use very often in the A330. I don't know why, but I kind of, it's sort of missing the use case somehow.
Waiting for your confirmation for good engine start.
Right. Yeah, engines are firing up nicely. Both of them have started successfully, so this is going back to norm. And then APU bleed comes off and APU master switch comes off like that. Okay, then first of all we need the trim, should be up 4.3. Now I'm just trying to remember where we can see it again. Probably on flight controls. Yeah, up 4 point. Ooh, no. Ah, what's happening? Okay, that's weird. 4.3, there we are. And right, this goes to arm, flaps 1. This goes to auto. And this goes to max and flight controls for left. Full right, neutral, full up, full down, and the rudder full left and full right. Checked. Okay, and after start checklist, anti-ice is off, by the way. Yeah, let's have a look at the weather in just a second. ECAM status is checked, pitch trim is set, and rudder trim is 0. Cool, after start checklist completed. Now the weather radar and the predictive wind shear, and also the turn-offs and taxi lights. And once these guys are gone, we can go ahead, and for now we just taxi all the way straight down. Rather simple, and I think we will have enough power on idle to get us going, so let's do it. And now we can take the chance to look at the weather. That was wrong, sorry. So winds 3 knots from 320, but also variable, and good visibility. Broken clouds at 3000 and 13 degrees. Meaning, the question is, when we get into the clouds, we might need some engine anti-ice, depending on the temperature up there. Yeah, let's see. Alright, we are getting closer, and as we can see, both runways are in use. They're departing out of this one, landing on this one. To be honest, I'm not even quite sure why we are departing out of V5 right. I just saw it on flight radar that the real world flight did. And also it's a bit of a nice change for this airport. Right, and yeah, we need to finish some checklists. So before start checklist, flight controls are checked, flight instruments are checked, briefing is done, flaps config 1 is set. Takeoff data is checked. We got climb nav 6000, and this is already our right hand turn here. And transponder is on auto, and ECAM memo, takeoff no blue. Right. I'm not sure what's going on with the class here. I think that's part of the true class, which is not yet working properly, a bit annoying. Okay, so let's pop on the transponder, then we can see if there's any other traffic coming in. It looks free on the radar right now, and also I can't see anything, so we should be good to go. And then the strobes, the landing lights and takeoff lights, like that. Okay, and before takeoff checklist, cabin is secured. We are just hearing the announcement, perfect time, and engine mode selector is normal. TCAS is TAR8 tilts above, and PECs are on. Of course, being on a cargo flight, we could also do a PECs off departure, but since we're anyway quite light, we don't really need the power.
3, 5, right. On runway 3, 5.
Okay, and I think we can do a rolling start, all looking well. So starting the timer, and power's coming in. Ooh, that was a little bit too much. Never mind. Okay, man flex SRS and runway. Yeah, only around 79% N1. That's really not a lot. Okay, 100 knots. 1 and rotate. And we are airborne. Gears coming up. Beautiful, and of course I have missed the first right-hand turn. Sorry about that. Being too much distracted by the beautiful outside view. Okay, and yeah, the left-hand turn is also coming up quite soon. Let's climb power. And flaps up. It's not working on the button is not working, not sure why. Okay, and then yeah, let's do the left-hand turn manually. I mean, why not? Pretty easy flying conditions today. And yeah, we are now going into the clouds, and static air temperature is 8 degrees, so let's pop the engine anti-ice on, just to be on the safe side. But it looks like the cloud layer is rather thin. Okay, coming up to the 6,000. Let's go cruise, which is 400. And this goes to standard. Cool. Perfect. So autopilot coming on, and the after takeoff checklist. Landing gears up, flaps are retracted, packs are on, and barrel reference is set to standard. Okay, barrel discrepancy. Okay, now we got it. Cool, and coming through the clouds already, which means we can already go ahead and turn off the engine anti-ice, and also, since it's daylight, we don't really need the landing lights, so those come off as well. Cool, and that was a pretty easy going, but also very nice to fly departure out of Milan, and I will meet you guys back pretty soon when we get to do the landing in Heathrow, so enjoy. So hello guys, welcome back. Pretty quick flight over from Milan. Airtime right now 1 hour and 19 minutes, and we only have like 9 minutes left to fly, so pretty short time left only. Regarding, first of all, we need to keep an eye out for those clouds. We have overcast conditions in London, and we might need some anti-ice when we get into those clouds, but I think we're still a few feet above them. And yeah, regarding the arrival, we are landing a pretty standard ILS 27 right. I'm just seeing I have the wrong chart on my iPad. I had 27 left. Gonna be 27 right. Okay. Yeah, pretty much the same really. And in terms of arrival route, we are flying the Alesso 1 hotel arrival, very straight in from Alesso all the way to Biggin VOR, which is coming up next. And there we want to be, flight level 070 at, that's a bit weird, I'm just seeing. What's the aircraft doing here? We're going to be far above that if we continue like this. But it is hard dialed. Okay, interesting. And we are not at idle, but the aircraft wants us to put out speed brakes. Super weird. Okay, that's making it a bit more interesting. Let's see if we can actually make it down accordingly. There we want to be at 3000. Let's dial this to 3000 and then we can sort of maneuver ourselves to the waypoint. We might anyway need to give some way to other traffic landing lights. And yeah, let's check out the weather for London Heathrow. Why is it not opening? There we are. So winds 230 at 18. It's a bit windy down there. And good visibility and overcast at 2100. So yeah, very cloudy today in London. Okay, some minor lag spikes. That's likely due to London city loading in, and down there we can see the buildings already. Right, now let's see. We are, in terms of speed, we are okay. We are a bit high. We should be lower right now. Unfortunately, it's once again the Aerosoft Airbus doing some weird stuff in terms of VNAV, and that's not the first time really. Okay, and this guy seems to be coming in for landing as well. So I will go some headings now and give way to this guy anyway. So let's go 360 and go for open descent like that. I might need to change these settings when we come into London here. Yeah, now we are also coming into the clouds, so engine anti-ice. Like that. It is 2 degrees outside here, so we definitely need it. Right, and tons of traffic around now. That's not too good. And also we are still quite high. Okay, let's turn left so we can eventually intercept the localizer, and then like once we are properly established, we're gonna see what we need to do with the traffic. And let's activate approach, and this will get us down to green dot speed now. But we're still above the glide slope. That's not really my favorite. Let's go flaps 1. Okay, and now let's see if we can capture this glide slope. I think that's going to be a pretty tough descent now. Yeah, auto brake is tuned to medium. Our arrival gate today is 326 and that's on Pier 5. So if we can take the exit Alpha 9, then it would be ideal. But that would require some sort of series braking, so let's see if that works out. Oh, and we are still on... Okay, that's giving us a bit of altitude here. That's good. That's really good. But we are getting fast, so speed brakes. Okay, glide slope is coming in slowly.
Traffic.
That's the guy behind us, but we might be lucky. Both of these guys seem to be on 27 left. So might be okay. Let's just make sure we are not leveling off at any point before intercepting the glide slope. Yeah, to be honest, that's not the prettiest approach up to this point. I've had better ones, but hey. At least we're getting there. Okay, and that's the glide slope. I'm still going to ignore this guy and arm the speed brakes.
Clear of conflict.
And flaps 2. Okay, only 8 miles out. Airport is straight ahead, and ooh, that's quite some nice crosswind here. It's going to be an interesting landing. And let's drop the gear. I still want to lose a bit of speed. And go around altitude. I think it's initially 2000. Oh no, oh no. Ooh, sorry. I accidentally kicked out the glide slope. And then instead of approach, I hit auto throttle, also not too smart. But everything all right for now. Okay. So landing checklist. Cabin is secured, auto throttle is in speed mode. Go around altitude is set 2000, ECA memo landing no blue. Landing checklist completed, and now let's pop this one on and this to take off. Outside air temperature is now 9 degrees increasing, so those go off.
Descend. Clear of descend.
This guy's a bit annoying.
Descend.
Ooh, it's a heavy A380. Qatar Airways, cool. Okay, I don't know if parallel landings are a thing in London Heathrow, but they definitely are today. It's kind of a cool sight having the sky so close. Okay, but let's focus on our landing now. Yeah, I will take the aircraft. And now let's see, bit of wind, 80 knots. So we do need to do a bit of crabbing here.
7, right.
But at least it's stable wind, it's not gusting or anything.
$500. $400.
Touch low.
300. 100 above.
Glide slow. Glide
I mean, on the
slow.
Papi we still have one wide, so we are not too far off.
Glide slow.
Minimum.
Continue.
Glide slow. Glide slow.
100.
Glide slow. Glide slow.
50.
Glide
40.
slow.
30. Retard. 10. 5.
And there we are. That was smooth. And reverse. That's the wind pushing. Okay, and 60 knots. Idle forward, manual braking. And now let's see if this is Alpha 9. Perfect. Flight time 1:31. Yeah, I'm not sure why that glide slope warning was going on during the landing. I mean, we were a touch too low, but not really far off, so that was a bit weird. Okay, welcome to London Heathrow, guys. Quickly putting on the APU. It's going to be a very short taxi now. And strobes come off. Okay, so parking stance going to be 326. Let's see if we can find this 326. There we are. Virgin Atlantic. And it is down in the corner over there. And let's make it slow. Okay. Why can I not move? Ah, okay. That's a bit weird. For the retraction, my buttons on the joystick work, but not for the extension. That's a bit odd. And then weather radar and predictive wind shear. And then we have the terrain radar over here, and yeah, everything else looking okay, I believe. FPS are not too great right now, but then again we are in London, which is always a bit hard for the sim. Okay, did I miss anything down here? Yeah, the transponder goes back to standby. Oops. Okay, and it's the last gate down here. Let's see how this parking works. Looks a bit tight. Sometimes this plane is a bit annoying to taxi because it gets so super fast just on idle power. I think it turned in a bit too early, and it looks better now. Ooh. I think we just hit the jetway. We went too far. I was still waiting for the docking system back there, but that's not really doing anything. Okay, let's leave it here because before we break something else. Okay, so parking brake, APU bleed comes on, and then we can kill engines number 1 and 2. Block time 1:48, and we still have some lights on, I believe. And beacons, seatbelts, although we have no one on board. Okay, looking good. Parking checklist. APU bleed is on, engines are off, seatbelts are off, external light are set, fuel pumps are off, parking brake is on, mobile phones is on, transponder goes back to standby, and radar predictive windshield is off. Cool, so ground connections, traffic cones, wheel chocks, external power. I like that, and then we can request deboarding if that works now, not sure. Yeah, whatever. I think we anyway sort of smashed the jetways on arrival. Alright guys, and welcome again to London Heathrow. We have completed our cargo only flight in the A330 Virgin Atlantic. And yeah, fun little flight in a heavy airliner. That's always a bit special doing those operations. And yeah, up next, to be honest, I'm not quite sure what we will have on the channel. I know that now the new Brisbane scenery has released. We are likely going to check out this one, and also I'm eagerly waiting for the FS Labs Sharklet update. And once we have this released, I will try to put it on this channel as soon as possible. But yeah, other than that, I'm not really sure what's coming up. And well, please feel free to like and subscribe as always, and take care of yourselves. See you next time. Bye bye.